just think about that. Every single time somebody asks you how you're doing, you can reiterate the desire that you want to bring into existence. That's simple. Slight and mindset, that change of mindset could change your entire life. And that's why I stand before you. When people used to ask me, how am I doing? Same crap, different toilet. How many of us hear that phrase? I'm doing all right. But in reality, we're doing phenomenal. Because number one, we made it. 1 out of 400 trillion. Those are the odds of you being a human being. 1 out of 400 trillion. We made it. Every single day that you're alive, you made it again, and you made it again, and you made it again. Yet, for some reason, our circumstance always deteriorates our emotions. Why is that? Why is it that we're so selfish? Why is it that we take so much for granted? Why is it that we always want, but we forget how blessed we truly are? We are under a roof right now with individuals that want to better themselves. How powerful is that? So for me, my topic for today is forgiveness. Ha! Oh boy, you said it right. I got chills just saying it. When I was 4 and 5 years old, I got molested multiple times. I'm sure you guys heard it a couple times. Different people got molested. But for me, I didn't realize how severe that was until last year when I bumped into my molester. Damn, yo. I didn't even have my kids here because this for me is so deep that I don't even want them to hear this part of me. Not yet. I'm going in for you guys because this is how much I appreciate your presence. So when I seen this guy, I ended up getting very scared. My fight and flight response took over me, and guess what I did? I flew. I'm like, I seen a guy. I don't fear no man, but I seen this guy, and I ended up running away. I literally skidded like I was getting chased by the cops, and I wasn't sure why. Guys, I was not sure why. I go home, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, I put 2 and 2 together. Obviously, you remember a trauma, so okay, this is the guy that did something to me. That traumatic event that was over 25 years ago was still here in the present moment by just physically looking at somebody because I never forgave him. Yeah, right. Guys, how can I sit here and talk to you guys about the law of attraction? How can I talk to you guys about the subconscious mind? How can I tell you to visualize your life if there's still a kid inside of you that needs to get healed? There is a kid inside of you that needs to get healed. People don't realize that. Me, I realized that. I'm like, wow, I got all these things going for me. I'm motivated. I'm inspired. I'm driven. I want to change the world. Yeah, there was a part of me that was still so broken that it affected me 25 years later. So here's what I want to ask you guys. Is there any moment, is there any individual, is there any sequence of events that you must forgive to get to that breakthrough? Think about how powerful that is. I would always hear, forgiveness is not about you, it's about the other person. Forgiveness is not about you, it's about the other person. I really didn't get it though. Honestly guys, I really didn't get it. And when I had to face my victim, the molester, face to face, I get it. I get it, for real, for real. So, what I end up doing, I'm like, this guy put fear in my heart. I am going to wreck this guy, right? Because most men, when we get scared, we want to deal with it physically, right? We don't want to deal with it mentally. We want to deal with it physically. So what did I do? I take a shower, and I'm crying, and this is real talk, guys. I'm crying, and I'm like, to accept that another man is making me think about my sexual identity because I was never able to forgive him. What he did to me when I was 4 and 5 years old is ridiculous. To just accept the fact that another man touched me when I was most vulnerable, that I couldn't defend myself, is just absurd. So guess what? At this point, I'm like, retaliation. This guy is not going to get the best of me. Retaliation. I did my research. I'm like, I'm going to see where this guy works. I'm going to see what this guy does every single day. And I plotted. Social media is very helpful. I plotted. So guess what I do? I found out where he works, and I go there. I'm like, ooh, I have to give this guy the business because it's just something in me that I had to do. So I get to his job. He comes out. I pull up. Guess what I did, guys? I looked at him in his face. I went up to him. And I told him, I forgive you for not knowing any better. Not only am I forgiving you, but I also want to help you. I want to be a source. I want to be an outlet. Guys, at that moment, I had a decision to make. Do I punch this guy and feed my ego and allow this trauma to live with me forever? Or do I go against my pride and my manhood and forgive this guy and heal the wound forever? Guys, there's going to be people that are going to come in and out of your life that are going to hurt you. That's inevitable. There's going to be so many situations where you're going to be so upset at what somebody did for you. But here's the thing. Those grudges, they do nothing for you. That retaliation, it does nothing for you. Because all that does is it suppresses your insecurity. So if I would have punched him, I would have felt good at that moment. But then what? He still lives inside of me. And that's the most powerful part about it. He will still be living inside of me. And I told myself, this is something so crazy. Somebody could hurt me once. If you forgive them, they only hurt you once. But if somebody hurts you once, and you allow that sequence of events to live in your head, they're going to hurt you for the remainder of your natural life. Yo.
You got this, Jay.
It's okay. It's all right.
I think what's crazy for me is that I had to master the art of forgiveness. I love so hard and I love so deep. And I look past my family's imperfections. I look past my mom's addictions and my father's addictions and the amount of time that they stole from me and the amount of time that they hurt me. That I had to master the art of forgiveness. And that's why I stand in front of you guys. My mission as a speaker is just to create more soldiers. All I want is for this world to understand that it's okay to have a positive relationship with vulnerability. To echo what the man said, it is okay to be vulnerable. Guys, that's when we grow the most. That is when we grow the most. If I was to be ignorant and naive and I was to base my life on ego and ego and ego, guess where I'm going to end up? Either incarcerated or dead, because I got to prove myself every single day and every single day. And I told myself, in order for me to be different, I have to do different. While most men get upset and they react, I want to respond. Because the person that's doing something to you needs your help. They're looking at you like the source. They're looking at you like you're strong enough to take their behavior. So think about that. There's people that are reminding you of how strong you are. There's people that are reminding you of how amazing you are. There's people that are letting you know, listen, you are the punching bag that I really need in my life. So rather than you being upset at them, thank them because they're reminding you of how amazing you truly are.
Right.
Guys, you know what's the most amazing part about life? Is that sometimes the real person that you have to forgive is yourself. We have this expectation that we want to be so perfect. We want to be so perfect. We want to be so perfect. That strive for perfection is just telling me there's a lack of significance that you're dealing with. There's a lack of importance that you're dealing with. There's a lack of love that you're dealing with. A lot of people are scared to face their fears. Because if they face their fear and they fold, if they don't succeed, guess what happens? They don't get the applause. They don't get the recognition. They don't get the fame. And then what? They don't feel like they're enough. And when you don't feel like you're enough, what you're going to do? You're going to go around hurting and hurting and hurting. Or you're going to allow yourself to get hurt over and over and over. So what I told myself is with this situation, I'm going to really learn. Because how often do you experience something in life and then you eventually experience it again? You got girls that are like, oh my God, I keep getting the same type of guys. I keep getting the same type of relationships. Guess what? You haven't evolved enough. You haven't forgave that guy, that first guy that hurt you enough to deserve different. So are you going to be mad at them, or are you going to be mad at yourself? You see, guys, life is about growth. You know how exciting that really is for you to be able to write your story, for you to be able to direct your movie like the gentleman said earlier? That is amazing. But why do we take it for granted? Why are we so focused on everybody else's life but our own? When I came over here, when Chris asked me to speak, I'm like, what am I going to speak about? Because I'm like, I want to let people know that it's okay to be vulnerable. Like right now, I don't know how many people are going to view this video. I don't know how many of you guys are going to tell somebody else about this story. But I told myself, I have to be able to look at this guy and be vulnerable and be okay with being vulnerable and accept all the scars and all the wounds, because that's what has made me the beast that I am. The mental beast. The guy that loves unconditionally. The guy that wants to change the world. The guy that wants to echo the movement that MLK had, Martin Luther King. His thing was he wanted to get the black and the whites together, right? My thing is I want people to not see color. I want people to not see gender. I want people to not see anything but an individual, because here's the thing. Our physical body is just a costume. We're so worried about decorating this costume, right? I got glittery shoes, I got a nice jacket. We're so worried about decorating this costume. But yet, no matter how pretty you are on the outside, if you don't heal the inside, you're still a crappy individual. And that is the reality. Why do these shows, these love and hip-hop shows are so big, and why all these reality TV shows are so big, and why they're making them so important? Because people can relate to all the insecurities that are happening. How deep is that? You got girls that want a real man. This is no disrespect to none of you ladies. You got girls that want a real man, but they want to put implants in their bodies. They want to do eyelashes. They want to do nails. They want to do everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. Well, how can you expect something real if you can't accept real? Honestly, I get girls that come to me all the time. Oh, but I want a relationship, I want a family, I want this and I want that. And I'm like, what are you willing to sacrifice for that? And that's the question that I got for you guys. What are you willing to really sacrifice right now at this present moment? What are you willing to let go of at this present moment so that you can get closer to your destiny? We want, but very few of us are willing to sacrifice anything for that one.